All right, good morning, everyone. It's Saturday morning, and it rained last night. I just let the girls out because that's what I try to do every day. And I do try to keep them off the patio because this is where I don't want chicken poop. So come on, go. Bingo. Bingo. You need to get off the patio. You can go destroy everything else over there, but please. All right, so what I wanted to show you guys is, sorry, my hands are shaky. It's a little cold. The what it's like to chicken tend right now. I only have 4, which is quite honestly perfect for our little family. We get 3, most of the time, 3 eggs a day. And then sometimes there was one day that we had 4. But what I have to do is I let them out, obviously, to roam whenever I can, stay at home to monitor them. And then I check their coop. So I have to refill their food. The thing about this container right now is that they'll eat a bunch, and because of the mash, it doesn't really bring the food down. So I have to come in and just shake this. It's full of food, and I'm going to refill it soon again, but they'll just leave it empty, and it doesn't just kind of sift down. So I do have to shake this every morning, and sometimes I refill it. I check their water. So they have water. This is fine, not a problem. I also just do kind of a general check and make sure there's nothing crazy in this coop. They're all coming because they hear me by the, yeah, I know, I just put the tomato there. So I feed them basically every morning. I'll go and pick a lot of the zucchini leaves and any leaves that just, salad leaves. This is what's happening these days. I used to fight this more, but right now I'm just kind of not caring as much. They go jump into these beds and they eat my salads and kale, and they like to dig around here, which is also fine for worms. So I'm kind of, trying to not worry too much about these 2 beds, quite honestly. But yeah, when they're babies, like the salads are babies, then I'm gonna care more because I don't want them to just eat the whole plant. But right now, like, there's enough lettuce for the chickens and for us. This is all eggplant. They're not really supposed to eat these leaves because of the nightshades, but I don't think they're gonna die if they eat a little bit. So I'm not feeding them like piles of eggplant leaves. So now what I do, so you can see they have their little automatic door opener. The door opens at 6 in the morning and it closes at 9 a.m. and it's on a solar panel, which is great. So that's pretty automated. And then this is, they're gonna come check me out. This is where I go and check for eggs. Okay, so this is the little hatch I have at where they lay, and then this is the hatch where when I go and clean out the coop. But anyway, it's been raining. Okay, so I will undo this. I've already undid this part, so let's see. It's a little bit hard right now because of the rain. There are 3 eggs, which is what I expect kind of now every morning, is 3 eggs. And they don't use the other side. They have 2 spots and they always use this side. So, and they're still warm, which is amazing. And yeah, 3 eggs. My son and my husband eat eggs every day, so 3 eggs is perfect. Would I like to have a little bit more? Sure. But right now, one of the chickens is not paying rent every day. And the thing is, these chickens, they're not meant to lay eggs every day. That would be 365 eggs. But if you look up different breeds, there are breeds, and they tell you what their typical egg laying is. So you're not supposed to get eggs every day from some. So like one of these chickens might be like a 250 egg or 200 egg, a year chicken. So it might be every other day or just a couple of times a week. That fourth egg that does come it is larger. It's definitely one of the larger eggs. So I think right now these 3 smaller eggs are the sapphire gems, and I think whatever this brown one is might be an Easter egger, and it's just a big brown egg. That is why I'm not getting 4 eggs a day. Now, these girls are totally spoiled, which on top of being able to forage in my garden and being fed a lot of garden food, I feed them a combination of organic feed. So I am using this organic layer feed and an organic mash, and I have in here treats. So I have bought a 10-pound bag of mealworms for them, which are like crack to them, and I kind of just spoil them, which I know sometimes it kind of backlashes on me a little bit, because I've also put watermelon in there and then they don't eat the watermelon, and I'm like, dude, watermelon is like crack to chickens. But so I think their memory doesn't last that long, and if I don't feed them the mealworms, they will go back and eat like just more typical things like lettuce greens and watermelon. They haven't gotten to the point where they only eat that stuff, but you can see these girls are quite spoiled, and it's okay with me. I mean, they're part of the family now, and they're kind of cute, and I can hold them and like hug them, and it's just, they're pretty. I just love them so much. And yeah, Coco is quite jealous, but I love her too. And these girls, they kind of bring a lot of joy and anxiety at the same time. But it's just fun. I come back and I'll pile this dirt back up because they do create a lot of damage here. But it's a controlled damage, which is fine. And there are worse things that could be damaged. It's not a gopher. And it's not deer that take out stuff. They actually kind of follow me now, which is cute. Like, if I come over here, see, they just start to follow me. Like I'm just walking backwards. Coco, no. So it's all for fun. And look at this. I got 3 beautiful eggs that I get to feed my family. And if there's ever an egg shortage, I have eggs. So, it's kind of cool. So I totally thumbs up getting your own backyard chickens. I would say for our family right now of 3, 4 chickens is great, because we get about 3 eggs, and I know during the winter they might not be laying, but if I could have a total of 6, that would be pretty awesome. But then I think I really need to have a bigger coop. My coop right now is 4x8, and it fits right here, which you can see my dog. My beds are 4x8, and so their floor space is 4x8, and I built the coop hanging out in the back so it doesn't take up their floor space. So that has been, I feel like they have like a pretty sweet deal as 4 chickens in this space, but I feel like if I had to get a total of 6 chickens, this space would want to be bigger. I mean, I let them out in free range quite a bit. However, if there wasn't the space at free range, I feel like this is quite tight, and I'm looking at doing sort of a channel somewhere. I might let them channel out, get another automatic door, and have a enclosure space for them to free range more freely without me having to be here. And the thing is, it has to be protected because we do have cats and we do have animals, hawks, quite often flying around. So I might like try to create like a little channel here coming out and let them free range kind of against this fence and enclose them so they have just more space. And so something else on my little project list for this winter to get them to have a little bit more freedom and for me to not have to worry about letting them out and monitor them. Like right now I'm their mama chicken and I try to make sure there's no hawks around. And my neighbor had lost her chicken to a hawk in her backyard and said that hawk was eating her chicken just in a tree next door, which was heartbreaking. And I can't imagine that happening too, so that would be just really heartbreaking. These girls are, whenever they hear sounds of other birds or kind of mysterious sounds, they do kind of duck and hide, which is pretty cool. I know when we had our rooster, Hawkster, don't peck my feet, please. Please don't peck my feet. When we had our rooster Hawkster, he did protect them. I mean, he did the whole protection thing with sounding the alarm. They had like a whole other language and they ducked and covered. I mean, it was actually really cool to watch nature like that. But unfortunately, we're not allowed roosters in our little area. And so I had to send Hawkster back to the store where I bought them in Sonoma, which they had extra cages and coops, so they were able to house the chicken there. And so yeah, it's fall. It's beautiful. I can't complain. I have, just I need to do a lot of work before this rain comes. But it's really fun to kind of watch them, and I hope this inspires people. If you guys have questions about owning chickens, what I had to do, what were the hard parts. I mean, I did start these. I got these day-old chicks, so from Bracco's in Sonoma, and so I had to do that whole little brooder set, and I had our smaller chicken coop that my friend gave to me over there. That is, much smaller. It was 3 feet by 6 feet. And they were living in that once they got old enough to live in that. Otherwise, they were definitely living in our kitchen. It's pretty amazing. I mean, has all the startup fees for like owning chickens. Was that a lot? I built my own coop. I bought all the material. It is nice wood. It's definitely not cheap wood. And I built that. All of the, the doors, the hardware and whatnot. Sure, there's upcharge. And then there's definitely the feed, which, pending your level of desire of what to feed them, that costs money as well. But they also are getting so much food from my garden that, I think it's not their food. It's definitely not their food all day long. Their feed. They have totally kind of free range of a lot of vegetables and food scraps. So it's not like I'm going through bags of this stuff every month. I think it's actually lasting quite long, considering I have a lot of garden food for them. Other than that, like right now, as far as their fees go, I am just really paying for their feed and snacks. And yes, I bought mealworms via Amazon by the 10-pound bag because I was like shocked at how much they cost at the feed store. For like a 1-pound bag, it was like $25. And so for a 10-pound bag, I think I paid $60. So it was a lot cheaper to buy it in bulk. And yes, I am kind of letting it rain on them because I think they deserve some mealworms, and it's actually really fun to watch them eat mealworms. They have like a crunchy sound to them. But I mean, I love my chickens. I love this breed. They have been really sweet. They are, I'm able to pick them up, some of them. This one, not so much. This Goldie, not so much. But the 3 sapphire gems, which I was hoping were Easter egger, not Easter eggers. I was hoping that they were olive eggers. Turns out they're not olive eggers. But they are super sweet. I mean, they're not scared. And then I have a dog who also doesn't attack these chickens at all. In the beginning, there was a little scare of Coco eating the baby chicks. So there was definitely a separation of them then. However, now they don't need separation. The only thing I have to do is monitor Coco eating the chicken food because she's more interested in the food scraps. Hey girls, off the patio. Remember, I don't want poop on the patio, okay? Free range. I don't want to build fences up here, but I need you guys. Oh, hey, where did you come from? Get off the patio. No. Just because I'm on the patio doesn't mean you need to be on the patio. Okay, I know it's a beautiful day. Okay, look. I'm going to pick you up. I can pick her up, and I will just place her over here. Okay. And yeah, so I'm not quite a full homestead here, but we're trying to get there. And eggs and fruits and vegetables is going strong on our property. So anyway, I hope this all inspires you all to do something with your backyard. All right, bye.